Welcome back to the English Pro Podcast. I'm Jake.
And I'm Emma. Thanks for joining us today. We've got a really important topic that I know so many of you can relate to.
Yes, seriously. Today's episode is called I Know English, but I Can't Speak Fluently. And if you've ever felt stuck, like you understand everything in English, but just can't get the words out when you speak.
Then this one is for you. You're definitely not alone. So many English learners feel this way. They study for months or even years, read well, understand movies, pass exams,
But when it's time to talk, they freeze up. The brain just goes blank.
or the words are there, but they come out slowly, awkwardly, or you get stuck searching for the right phrase.
Right. And hey, it's not your fault. Speaking fluently is a different skill. It's not just about knowing words, it's about using them smoothly, naturally, in real time.
Exactly. So, in today's episode, we're going to break this down: why this happens, what's going on in your brain, and, most importantly, what you can do to finally speak English fluently and confidently.
We'll also share some personal stories, fun examples, and real practice you can try at home.
Let's get into it. Are you ready?
Let's go!
Okay, Jake, let's start with the big question. So many learners say, I know English, I understand it, but when I try to speak, I just can't. Why is that?
Great place to start. First of all, yes, this is super common. And the reason is pretty simple. Understanding and speaking are different brain activities.
Exactly. When you read or listen, your brain is doing more passive work. You recognize words, match them with meaning, follow patterns.
But when you speak, you're producing a language. You have to grab the right word, make a sentence, pronounce it correctly, think about grammar, and do it all fast.
That's a lot for the brain to manage, especially in real time. It's like understanding how to drive by reading a book, but then actually sitting in a car and driving in traffic? Totally different experience.
Exactly. That's why so many people who know English still struggle to speak fluently. It's not because you're bad at English, it's because you haven't practiced using it out loud enough.
And sometimes it's also fear, like fear of making mistakes, or people laughing or sounding silly.
Oof, yeah. That fear can block your brain like a wall. Even if the words are there, they just don't come out because you're overthinking.
We'll talk more about that in a later segment. But just know this: if you understand English but can't speak fluently yet, you are not broken. You just need the right kind of practice.
All right, let's talk about something super important: input and output. These two words are key to fluency.
Yep, input means the English you take in, like reading books, listening to podcasts, watching videos.
And output is what you produce, like speaking, writing, having a conversation.
Most learners get tons of input. They watch English shows, read English articles, maybe take classes, but they don't get enough output.
That's like eating healthy food but never exercising. You're feeding your brain, but not using the energy.
Yes, speaking is like a muscle. If you don't use it, it gets weak, no matter how much vocabulary you know.
So if you're listening to us now and thinking, wow, that's me, don't worry. The solution is simple. Speak more.
Even if you speak to yourself, even if you make mistakes, even if it feels weird at first, just talk out loud.
Yes. Describe what you're doing. Pretend you're giving a cooking show in English. Talk to your dog in English. It all counts.
And in future segments, we'll give you some super fun ways to practice speaking without stress. Okay, Jake, now let's talk about the brain freeze. That moment when someone says, "Tell me about your job," and you go totally blank.
Yep. You know the words, you know what to say, but nothing comes out. Why does that happen?
It's stress. Simple as that. When your brain feels pressure, like "I have to speak English now," it goes into fight or flight mode.
So instead of finding the right words, your brain is thinking, uh-oh, danger. What if I make a mistake? What if they laugh?
And boom, silence.
The good news? You can train your brain to stay calm during conversation, and when your brain is calm, the words come out more easily.
That's why practice is so powerful. The more you speak, even just for fun, the less scared your brain becomes.
It's like stage fright. The first time you perform, you're shaking. The 10th time, you're smiling.
Exactly. So next time your brain freezes, don't beat yourself up. Just smile, breathe, and say something, even if it's simple.
Progress, not perfection.
Here's a tip that changed my life when I learned Spanish: speak slowly.
Ooh, yes, that's a big one. So many learners try to speak fast to sound fluent.
But speaking fast with mistakes is less fluent than speaking slowly with confidence.
Exactly. Native speakers don't rush. They pause, they think, They use natural rhythm.
So take your time, breathe, say one sentence at a time, like, I wake up at 7, I brush my teeth, I eat breakfast.
Clear, simple, confident. That's what fluency feels like, even if it's not fast.
And listeners will understand you better. That gives you more confidence. And boom, fluency grows.
So remember, slow is smooth, and smooth becomes fast. Okay, Emma, let's talk about something a lot of learners do that actually slows them down. Memorizing sentences.
Yep, people think, if I just memorize 100 common phrases, I'll speak fluently. But it doesn't really work like that.
Right. Memorizing helps for things like greetings or small talk, but real conversations are unpredictable.
Someone might ask you, how was your weekend? And you're stuck thinking, wait, I didn't memorize that one.
Exactly. So instead of memorizing word for word, focus on understanding how English works. Learn patterns.
Like, I went to place on day. Now you can say, I went to the park on Sunday. I went to the mall on Friday. I went to my friend's house on Saturday.
That's flexible fluency. You're building real sentences using tools, not scripts.
So next time you study, ask yourself, how can I use this in my own life? Don't just memorize, connect.
It's way more fun, too. You're making the language your own.
All right, Jake, let's say someone's listening and thinking, but I don't have anyone to practice with. How can I speak more?
Great question. And the good news is you can practice speaking even alone.
Yep, one of my favorite tricks is shadowing. You listen to a sentence and repeat it out loud, like a shadow.
You can do this with podcasts, YouTube videos, TV shows. Just pause and copy.
You'll improve your pronunciation, your speed, and your confidence. Plus, it feels like you're talking to someone.
Another tip. Describe what you're doing out loud, like, I am washing the dishes. Now I am putting them away.
You sound a little crazy, but trust me, it works.
Or you can pick a topic, like my favorite food, and talk about it for 1 minute. Use simple sentences. Don't worry about being perfect.
It's all about activating your English. You're training your brain to speak, even without a conversation partner.
So Emma, what do you say to people who listen to a lot of English, but still can't speak?
That's common. Listening is great, but you need to turn it into speaking practice.
Exactly. So here's a fun challenge. After watching or listening to something, talk about it in English.
Like if you watch a YouTube video, pause and say, this video is about, or I learned that.
Or retell the story in your own words, even just a few sentences. That helps you connect the input with your speaking skills.
Also try to guess what the speaker might say next. That activates your thinking in English.
Yes, active listening turns into speaking practice, and it's more powerful than just sitting and watching.
So every time you listen, ask yourself, how can I say this out loud in my own way? Okay, Jake, let's talk confidence, because honestly, mindset is everything.
Oh yeah, you could be great at English, but if you're scared to speak, it won't come out.
So here's a tip. Celebrate your small wins. Did you answer a question today? Say a full sentence? Talk to yourself for 5 minutes?
That's amazing. Every little moment of speaking is progress. You don't need to be perfect, you just need to show up.
Also, stop comparing yourself to native speakers, or fast talkers, or YouTubers.
Yes, you're on your own journey. Fluency takes time. Don't rush, don't stress.
Start with what you can do and build from there. Maybe today you say 5 sentences, tomorrow, 10. That's fluency growing.
Confidence doesn't come before you speak. It comes after you try again and again. Exactly. So here's a fun challenge. After watching or listening to something, talk about it in English.
Let's wrap it up with something powerful. Create an English world around you. Yeah, if you want to speak English fluently, you have to live with it. Not just study it, live it. Change your phone to English. Watch shows in English. Write your to-do list in English. Think in English.
The more English you hear and use daily, the more natural it becomes. It stops feeling like a school subject and starts feeling like part of you.
It becomes your second skin, and when that happens, fluency follows.
So make English part of your daily life. Even just a little every day, it adds up.
And remember, it's okay to speak slowly. It's okay to make mistakes. Just keep going.
You've got this, and we're proud of you for listening today. That means you're serious about improving, and we love that.
So don't say, I can't speak fluently. Say, I'm learning to speak fluently.
That's the spirit. Thanks for joining us on this episode.
And if you enjoyed it, share it with a friend who's learning English too.
Until next time, keep speaking, keep smiling, and stay awesome.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.